From WDTN, the station that's working for you, this is 2 News at 6.
It was very surreal. I didn't believe it at first.
Now at 6, the investigation begins into the deadly plane crash in Greene County as details emerge about the pilot behind the controls at the time. New information tonight about the man killed after his plane crashed just before landing at the Greene County Regional Airport. OSP has identified the victim as 33-year-old Joel Lansford, the pilot of that plane that crashed just before 6 o'clock last night. We broke this story for you first on 2 News at 6 o'clock last night. Tonight, we have team coverage of the Greene County plane crash on the latest with the NTSB's investigation and what we've learned about the pilot. We begin with 2 News reporter Tyler Yutzka live at Lewis A. Jackson Regional Airport with what we know about the crash.
Well, Katie, the investigator says it appears the plane did a nosedive here at the end of the runway, and the investigator says he expects to be here for several days to figure out what happened. Now, the Cirrus SR-22 plane flown by 33-year-old Joel Lansford crashed around this time last night, killing Lansford, the only one inside. The NTSB investigator getting here on scene just before 4 o'clock this afternoon, getting a first-hand look at the crash site and gathering as much information as possible before meeting with media. The investigator telling us Lansford was flying to the Greene County Airport from Indianapolis for work and says at this time it's too early to say what caused the plane to crash.
It would be premature to start talking about possibilities. However, what the NTSB is going to do at this point is look at the environment, the weather. We're going to look at the machine, the engine, the airframe, and also look at any other extenuating circumstances that may pop up.
And we're told the plane did have a recording device inside, and investigators are hopeful to get some information from it. Now, again, the victim has been identified as 33-year-old Joel Lansford. Now, 2 News reporter Jordan Bowen is live in the newsroom with more about him. Jordan.
Well, friends and family are grieving the loss of the beloved pilot, husband, and father of twin boys. Friends say he had a genuine love of life, flying, family, and faith. He was an active member of his church, Patterson Park Church in Beaver Creek. Previously, he served in the Army National Guard. He also worked as an instructor at the Middletown Regional Flight Training Institute in Springfield. Their friends say he was well liked around the airport. We spoke with his friend, David Engel, who says the beloved 33-year-old always had a lifelong passion for flying.
He absolutely loved to fly. It was his passion. And he was great at it. He was a very talented pilot. But usually the conversation turned to flying every time we were together.
And Lansford leaves behind his wife and his 16-month-old twin boys. Now, we reached out to his church, but they say the family isn't commenting at this time. Katie, back to you.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much. Natalie Tyndall now with 2 News Investigates continues our team coverage. She has been in contact with the NTSB on where their investigation goes from here.
Well, NTSB investigates all civil aviation accidents with the main focus on improving transportation safety. They look at a lot of different angles before making a final decision about what caused the crash. Now, the NTSB starts an investigation by sending a team to the scene. Like Tyler said, in this situation, there will most likely be one person sent due to the size of the crash. That investigator will first look at what they call the perishable evidence. Think of it like a crime scene before they move anything away. They need to see everything as it was when the crash occurred to get a better idea of what happened. Now, once that part is complete, they'll have the items moved to a secure location for further review. They'll look at the radar track, weather plane, maintenance, and listen to any of the air traffic control communication. Then they'll start talking to people, first witnesses, then family members and friends to get a complete 72-hour background on the pilot. That's to make sure there wasn't something going on that hindered the pilot's ability to fly, like an illness or fatigue. Again, that's standard in any investigation. The NTSB investigator will most likely be in town for several more days to get all of this done. Now, in the next 2 weeks, we will be watching for a preliminary report to be released. That will shed more light on what factors may have contributed to the plane crash. A final ruling on what happened is released after that, but those reports can take months. We'll keep you updated on what the NTSB finds. Natalie Tyndall, 2 News, investigates.
And we did some digging into our archives and found members of the Lansford family were involved in a previous plane crash in Greene County. Joel's father and brother, John and Jesse Lansford, crashed shortly after takeoff in Silver Creek Township in 2007. They were hurt when their home-built experimental aircraft crashed. And it's not the first time a plane has crashed at this airport in Greene County. A pilot was not hurt in October 2014 when his plane's propeller hit an object, causing it to veer off the runway and crash. And our partners at the Xenia Gazette report the runway at the Lewis A. Jackson Regional Airport was due for upgrades. Paving there was scheduled for last summer, but a delay in federal funding postponed the project. The $1.3 million improvement project is now planned for May. The Lewis A. Jackson Regional Airport is the one closest to the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force. We asked the museum what they're doing while the airport is shut down. They tell us they only use the airport every couple of years, and this closure does not have an impact on them. We'll continue following this developing story for you and post updates on WDTN.com, and we'll have more coverage for you tonight on 2 News at 10 and 11. The defense begins presenting its case in an Englewood man's murder trial. John Cochran is accused of killing his roommate, Mark Gershon, with a small sword in May 2014. The prosecution says the evidence, including stab wounds, speaks for itself. The defense argument today included testimony from a crisis therapist at the Montgomery County Jail.
I spoke to him again, and he made statements about being persecuted by the Brotherhood, which he explained. I said, "Who's the Brotherhood?" And I thought, is that a gang, or, what is he talking about? And he explained that they were the Masons, and like the Illuminati and things like that. And he said that they were trying to kill him, and he may as well commit suicide because he was as good as dead once they find him.
The trial continues tomorrow. A Middletown couple faces child endangering charges after police found their children, what they say was a filthy home, living inside. Police went to the home of Titus Avenue to check on Anthony and Katina Givdon's 8 children. Police say Anthony tried to close the door so officers couldn't get inside the home or see inside. Police say the floor wasn't even visible. Everything was covered in debris and there was trash everywhere. Some of the children are now with their grandmother. Others are with Children's Services. The Ohio Senate passes a bill that looks to move government funding from Planned Parenthood. The bill targets $1.3 million in grants that support HIV testing, cancer screenings, and prevention of violence against women. The bill would not allow that money to go to places that perform abortions. The House must now approve the measure before it goes to Governor John Kasich. Some lawmakers at the Ohio State House pushing to make a state sales tax holiday permanent. The holiday drops sales tax from school-related purchases for one day, just in time for the back-to-school rush. The Buckeye State tested the holiday last fall. Lawmakers say it would boost retail business in Ohio. A behind-the-scenes look at a local university's Holocaust exhibit. Next on 2 News at 6, how the display aims to engage the students. Plus, remembering the blizzard of 1978, how that historic weather event impacted us here at home.
Yes, I remember it well. Well, breezy conditions are expected on Thursday, and we may even see some late-day precipitation. Will it be rain or snow? Well, the answer is coming up in minutes in my Storm Team 2 forecast.
And then new at 10 over on Dayton CW, honoring a fallen Warren County hero. A legislation passed today in the State House is ensuring his courage and bravery live on forever. Today marks the 71st anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, one of the most infamous concentration camps of the Holocaust. Tonight, a local university preparing to highlight those events so students will never forget. New at 6, 2 News reporter Maytal Levy gives us a behind-the-scenes look at that exhibit.
Wright State University's Rebellion of Hope exhibit hopes to engage students as they walk by, reminding them about this horrible piece of history in hopes it doesn't happen again. The exhibit will be a compilation of 12 posters like what you're seeing right now, including the rise of the Nazis and the effort to exterminate the Jews. The walk through the display is sponsored by the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton and Wright State's Division of Multicultural Affairs and Community Engagement. Dr. Kimberly Barrett with Wright State says genocide continues to be a problem around the world today and hopes the exhibit will help people understand the dynamics that allows these tragedies to happen so they can be prevented.
What I'm hoping is that people will look at the decisions they make every day about interactions with people, about governments, about groups that they're part of, and be more conscious of how these individual actions can really have a larger impact.
The exhibit will be up for 2 days, tomorrow and Friday. 2 Israelis will also be giving a lecture. That's free and open to the public. For that information, look for this story on WDTN.com. Maytal Levy, 2 News, working for you.
Digging out from a massive and historic blizzard that's how many in the Miami Valley were spending this day 38 years ago. Coming up on 2 News at 6, we're looking back at that historic weather event. And new drinks on tap at a local brewery, the business doubling its beer selection. Several safety initiatives discussed today at the first Southwest Ohio Logistics Conference. The Dayton Area Logistics Association brought together leaders to share trends in the trucking and transportation industries. A few of these ideas include a national speed limit, electronic logs to monitor hours worked, and speed limiters for new trucks.
Because of the proximity that we are to the major highways and the business opportunities within this region. Without this core set of business, Dayton would not be a full supply chain model and be able to function the way that it does.
And the local association has more than 100 members. A defense contractor company plans to move from Beaver Creek to Dayton. Our partners at the Dayton Business Journal report U.S. Aero Team received a $1.2 million loan from the Minority Development Financing Advisory Board. They'll use it to buy and renovate a building on Kuntz Road, currently owned by Goodwill Easter Seals. The move would add 37 full-time positions. New brews on tap in the next month at a downtown Dayton brewery. Toxic Brew Company plans to install 20 new draft lines in February. They're doubling the taps they currently have, expanding their craft soda collection and introducing draft cocktails. This is all just in time for the Ohio Craft Brewers Conference. New at 6, 38 years ago today, much of Ohio was digging out from a blizzard, the blizzard of 1978. The powerful storm brought heavy snowfall and gusty winds and bitter cold temperatures to our area. Hundreds of thousands of homes are without power, heat, and phone services because the strong winds knocked down power lines. 70 people died in this storm. 51 of them were from Ohio. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Tara Hastings has more on the history of this storm. Tara, this storm set some records that still stand today.
Yeah, the lowest pressure ever recorded in Ohio, and also the snowfall, the most snowfall we've seen here in the Dayton area for a 24-hour period. That occurred in 1978. So let's go back. Here's what the weather map looked like back on January 25th, 1978. We have two pieces of our jet stream, the northern stream and the southern stream. Those merged, and what that did was allowed an area of low pressure to form here, and it strengthened. And I mean, it intensified very quickly, moving from the Gulf Coast all the way up to the Great Lakes. And what happens when you get that rapid intensification, the winds really pick up. And shortly after midnight on January 26th, we had blizzard conditions that began in Cincinnati and then reached up into the Dayton area over the next few hours. Visibility near zero, and winds gusted between anywhere in 50 and 70 miles per hour. I want to show you some of the records. Dayton picked up a total of about 13 inches of snowfall. Of course, that's an estimate over the last 24 hours because, of course, we had lots of drifting and blowing and drifting of that snow. The pressure officially in Dayton dropped down to 28.68 inches of mercury. That was the strongest, lowest pressure recorded in the Dayton area. And in Cleveland, we broke a record for the lowest pressure in the state of Ohio not associated with a hurricane. Drifts, again, 15 to 20 feet. We had wind chill values. And if you look at some of the records here, wind chill values were reported around 50 below, but that was using the old formula. We revised that formula. In today's standards, those wind chill values likely between about 20 and 30 below. Now, many transportation routes were closed for more than 24 hours. We're talking air, rail, and also the Ohio Turnpike was shut down for the first time ever in its history. What do you remember about the 1978 blizzard? Head over to my Facebook page, share your thoughts or your pictures. I'm meteorologist Tara Hastings, 2 News, working for you.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis and your Storm Team 2 forecast.
I remember waking up to what looked like dense fog out the window, but it was heavy snow and blowing snow. I couldn't even see the street in front of our house. It was snowing so hard and blowing. 28 degrees this evening. No problems like that tonight, that's for sure. And that'll be at 7 o'clock. Cloudy skies, 26 at 9, 26 at 11 p.m. We'll see those clouds break later on this evening, but only briefly, and then more clouds will return. So look for partly to mostly cloudy conditions overnight. A cloudy start to the day tomorrow, 31 at 8 o'clock. We'll probably see a few breaks in the clouds midday, but then a chance of some rain or snow showers late day as we head toward 4 or 5 o'clock with the temperature cooling off to about 37. So those clouds will be breaking here tonight with temperatures still in the 20s. You can see that little pocket of overcast skies. We had some sunshine east of us this morning, even our eastern counties and also back to the west, but now those clouds lifting northeast. These are low-level clouds. They're slower to move. High-level clouds coming in from the northwest. Those will return here tonight. That chance of some rain or snow late in the day tomorrow. Snow showers tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. Little, if any, accumulation. And then milder conditions still on tap for the weekend. Stall vision camera tonight located in Beaver Creek. You can see the traffic rolling along just fine on 675. Cloudy skies out there over the region. And live Doppler 2 HD. Dry weather through downtown Dayton. Looking at the situation to the west of us, though, that clearing coming in. And then you can see up to the north, a Clipper-type system will be charging across the Great Lakes. A couple inches of snow will be possible possible through the upper Great Lakes tonight, but we'll just see that chance of some rain and snow showers here late in the day on Thursday. We're at 27 degrees, southwest wind at 10 miles an hour. Wind chill factor 17 degrees tonight. We're 4 degrees colder than we were at this time yesterday, but you can see some of the warmer air starting to move in from the west out ahead of that system. So tomorrow afternoon, upper 30s to near 40. Right now our weather checkers in the 20s. Don Chateau and Sydney at 27 degrees, but Barbara Richards and Kettering looking at 30, and Gary Rust out in Camden tonight at 29 degrees. Hope Qualky in Bellbrook 28. Wind chill numbers tonight in the mid and upper teens for us. Low to mid 20s as you head to the south. And checking out our future track forecast, you can see those clouds breaking later on this evening. Even a brief period where we could see clear to partly cloudy skies as we head toward 10, 11 o'clock, but that won't last for long. Those clouds coming back in from the northwest. Still could be some breaks in the clouds during the day tomorrow, but more clouds than anything. And then you see that increased chance, those blue areas indicating some snow, the green areas where we could see a couple of spotty showers toward late afternoon and evening, but then just plain old snow showers into the evening and overnight as the colder air builds in. Your forecast tonight, partly to mostly cloudy, will drop down to 26 degrees. Tomorrow, look for a mostly cloudy day, that chance of some late day rain or snow showers, and look for breezy conditions, west-southwest winds 10 to 20. Afternoon high should max out at 40, but cooling off later in the afternoon as some of those rain and snow showers begin to move in. And then we'll find temperatures on Friday around 37 for the high. Saturday's high 50 degrees, so a little taste of spring in the air. Look for partly cloudy skies with those milder temperatures. It'll stay mild into Sunday with a high of 52, but rain chances rising late Sunday, and then a good chance of rain early next week for Monday and into Tuesday. Finally turning colder about the middle part of next week. But once again, tomorrow it looks like some breezy conditions, at least tomorrow, just a touch warmer.
All right, Brian, thanks so much.
2 Sports, powered by Ford.
The Flyers return to UD Arena tonight, riding a 4-game winning streak. Dayton will host an up-and-down St. Louis team. The Billikens are just 8-11 overall this season, but have won their last 2, giving UD head coach Archie Miller plenty to be concerned about.
We're very concerned about the game. Hopefully, more than anything, though, our guys are starting to realize that it's really not about St. Louis. It's sort of about us and how we approach things daily and how we are as a team, and what we're willing to, exhaust ourselves with in terms of our effort level. So if we continue to focus on us, let the coaching staff sort of deal with the game plan more so, but have our guys ready to do what we do well.
Wright State has won 6 straight in 10 of its last 11, including Sunday's win against UIC. That victory was a milestone for head coach Billy Donlin, who notched his 100th career win as head coach of the Raiders.
In this profession, I take great pride in that. The fact that I've been someplace for 10 years, that we've done it. Our APR is really good. Our graduation is really good. We have 10 guys honored for academics. I think the way the program is run, the way the players handle themselves, the kind of people we recruit.
To the high school hardwood, where our Hutch Connerman was in Shelby County for our very latest Operation Basketball McAfee Heating and Air Team of the Week presentation.
Hi, I'm senior Sylvia Hudson. Welcome to Sydney High School, home of the Yellow Jackets. Yeah!
All right, thank you, Sylvia. Well done. And by the way, this young lady averages 20 points a game for these Yellow Jackets. And if you wondered what an 18-0 team looks like, well, you are looking at them. Head coach Megan Mummy, I know you're very proud of this squad. What makes it work?
This team is led by 5 seniors who they all get it done on and off the court. They also all carry a great GPA in the classroom. They have a CUM of 3.67, which I think speaks character of these girls. They set the bar high this season, and they have done the work to show it. We couldn't have done it without the support of our parents, the school, and the continued support throughout the community.
Well, these Yellow Jackets are enjoying a remarkable season. They have 4 more games left, and we wish you the best of luck in the tournament. Now with the team presentation, here's Greg McAfee.
Hi, Greg McAfee here with McAfee Heating and Air, a proud sponsor of Operation Basketball. Each week, we spotlight a team that consistently shows hard work, dedication, sportsmanship, and teamwork. And now, let's present our Operation Basketball McAfee Heating and Air Team of the Week. Way to go, girls.
Best of luck to the Yellow Jackets the rest of the year.
All right, Jack, thank you. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast.
Look for those clouds to break a bit from the south and west as we go through this evening. Temperatures in the mid and upper 20s.
All right, Brian, thank you. And thank you for joining us. Hope to see you tonight at 10 over on Dayton CW and right back here at 11. Nightly News is next.